Jury selection begins today in Senator Bob Menendez's federal corruption trial. The New Jersey Democrat and his wife are accused of accepting gold bars and other gifts as bribes in exchange for favors for foreign governments. Menendez has denied any wrongdoing. The 70-year-old lawmaker has refused to say if he will resign if he's convicted. Christina Fan from CBS News New York is covering this trial for us. Christina, good morning.
Good morning. Today is the first day of Senator Bob Menendez's corruption trial, and it begins with jury selection. This is now the second time in 7 years the senator has been accused of corruption. The first time ended with a hung jury. This time, his wife is also implicated. The 70-year-old New Jersey Democrat and his wife are accused of accepting bribes from 3 New Jersey businessmen and performing a variety of favors in return, including meddling in criminal investigations and taking actions benefiting the governments of Egypt and Qatar. Prosecutors allege in return, the couple received a stash of gold bars, nearly $500,000 in cash, and a new Mercedes-Benz convertible. One of the businessmen, Jose Uribe, has already pleaded guilty. The 2 others will be tried alongside Mr. Menendez. The senator's lawyers have suggested in court papers that he will defend himself in part by claiming that his wife kept him in the dark about her dealings. She was supposed to be a part of the same trial, but a judge postponed her case recently until July due to a medical condition. The senator has repeatedly refused calls to resign. He is up for re-election this November and has spoken about possibly running as an independent if he is acquitted during trial. Anne-Marie, Vlad, back to you.
Christina, thank you. Scott MacFarlane is joining us now with more on this trial. So, Scott, this is not the first time Menendez has faced corruption charges. In 2017, his case ended in a mistrial. Can you tell us about that and how this case is different from the previous case?
There were some symmetries, Anne-Marie. This was also a bribery case in 2017 in which Senator Menendez was accused of enriching himself by exchanging official government favors, this time for an eye doctor from Florida with whom he had a personal relationship. But there's one big difference, and it's unmistakable. In 2017, when the jury hung and the case was not brought again by prosecutors, there was no co-defendant with whom he was living, a wife. This case has got his wife as a variable, and it's quite a striking difference because not only is he accused of partnering with his wife to enrich the family for a Mercedes, for the gold bars, for the stacks of cash in exchange for official favors. But as was just mentioned, it's quite possible as he musters his defense beginning today, he implicates his wife as somehow responsible for these alleged acts. That's quite a difference, even though it was a bribery case then and it's a bribery case now.
As you know, Scott and Anne-Marie, a lot of political analysts have weighed in on this. Donald Trump every day gets in front of the cameras and talks about a witch hunt, that this trial, that his case, the prosecution should have never brought up this case for prosecution. But you can see here the Justice Department acting in equal manners, both a Republican and a Democrat that are now being investigated for what the prosecutors say are crimes. And what's remarkable is Menendez has taken sort of the same tact to use as the former president. Now, he's also announced that he's not going to run again as a Democrat. What does that mean?
I remember covering the 2017 case, Vlad, and when Senator Menendez emerged after that hung jury, he said, you know, those who are digging my political grave, I'll remember that. I'll remember you tried to get me out of government through this case. He's making a very similar argument now that he thinks this is political, that it's unfounded. He's insisting he's innocent, has pleaded not guilty, hasn't ruled out testifying in his own defense, and has opened up the potential, the possibility of somehow running as an independent as we get closer to Election Day if he's acquitted. And Democrats are going to go with a different nominee this year, but Senator Menendez has not precluded the possibility he again tries to win re-election in a state he's been serving in government for since he was 20 years old. His emergence to the U.S. Senate in 2005 was a seminal moment in his career and a transformative moment for New Jersey politics, and he hasn't ruled out the possibility, if he can get through this criminal case with an acquittal, that he tries somehow to cling on to that seat.
All right, Scott for us on the Hill. Scott, thank you.